What is all of this advertising that I've been seeing on TV lately about Camp Lejeune in North Carolina? Well, let's talk about that for a second. Hey there, everybody. I'm Chris Klotz with the Stevenson Klotz injury law firm here in Pensacola. Office is in Mobile also. And Camp Lejeune is a marine installation where a lot of basic training is done and follow-up training is done for military and people that were there between certain years, roughly 1953 to 1987, may have been exposed to a toxic water source there. The groundwater there was contaminated by several different chemicals, and it came up into the drinking water, and people may have suffered some very, very serious illnesses from being exposed to the water source there. So if you were active duty, if you were a civilian employee that worked on the base, and if you were stationed there with family or whatever, and you had exposure to the drinking water there, then you could have potentially a claim. And in those particular cases where people would have a claim, they are usually having some type of cancer. There's a pretty long list of different types of cancer. There can be infertility, there could be miscarriages, there could be several other different physical effects that the contamination in the water could have caused a person to have. The window of exposure, you needed to have been there for at least 30 days. It doesn't have to be all in a row. It could be 30 days spaced out over time, but if you have 30 days of exposure to the drinking water source at Camp Lejeune, and there's also some other satellite facilities nearby, then you may potentially have one of these Camp Lejeune cases. So if you have any questions about that, give us a call. We would be happy to talk to you about your potential claim and some of the more detailed parameters of what it would take to have a possible claim in the Camp Lejeune cases. But that's essentially what it is. It's a groundwater exposure or groundwater contamination case where people who drank the water may have had some very, very serious physical, medical side effects. Give us a call. If you have any questions, we can talk you through it. We can do an intake and figure out whether you would be one of those persons that might qualify for this particular cause of action. My name's Chris Klotz. I'm one of the partners here at Stevenson Klotz. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you for trusting us with your case.